Now let's come back to our local and somewhat beleaguered Aspen, which we talk about often here on Hot Stocks, and that's because it's a big holding, and it's a big holding for lots and lots of local investors, and we constantly want to get an update on all of their various issues. Lots going on, of course, globally in the pharma areas that they have focused on, which is the monoembolics, which is for stuff that gets stuck in your blood veins, thrombosis and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Big focus on anesthetics as well.
Yes.
Focus on infant
Nutrition,
nutritionals.
yes.
And then a bunch of other things, heparin-based drugs. So we're going to have to talk about all of those things in passing. It's been under the woods, though, a little bit recently with all of the stuff around drug pricing. But anyway, Stephen Saad's company, market capitalization, now we're talking rands, not dollars, 128.3 billion rands. I mean, that's big for us, but not as big as those companies we were talking about a moment ago. Price to earnings ratio, 25.3, very low dividend yield, which is traditional with them, 0.88%. Let's show the share chart. That's what we're talking about. Under the kosh, going through the woods. That's not a very appropriate sort of idiom, but anyway, you get the picture. They were at 430 rands a share. They're now loitering at below 300. So what do we do if we own this one?
Aspen has, I think, first of all, their business model is perfect. Well, close to perfect. They're in generics, emerging markets, and they've done so well with a lot of their acquisitions in terms of expansion, as well as bedding down a lot of those acquisitions. And management also came forth saying, yes, the recent acquisitions of GSK as well as AstraZeneca did take a toll on its earnings, but they're expecting, I think, around 1 billion rand worth of savings and synergies into the company. So it looks like things are coming together and turning around, but I think there's some, I mean, the fine is hovering some negative energy.
So talk about the fine. So here we're talking about European authorities who are moaning about some of the stuff that they bought from Glaxo, which nobody has done any work on for years and years and years, and which used to be provided to public authorities at very low prices. Now they've just made the prices go up from, like, you know, £6 a pill to 60, which sounds like, oh my God, like 1,000,000% or whatever is that even. But actually £60 is like just enough to get it in a box and deliver it to the hospital.
Yes, so they came out and justified that. But I think it's not only Europe. There's also the South African Competition Commission that came out saying that there's a whole lot of pricing.
But that's mad. That cannot be, because every drug in this country is price controlled.
Yes,
so
with
what
the SEP,
were you doing? You had a meeting with your competitor and you decided what? Nothing.
Exactly. So I think that's where the compliance and the management comes in. Do they know what they were doing? Were they sure that those actual increases were justified and were allowed in Europe and in South Africa?
Look, it's small anyway, but you're right, it's a big reputational issue. But Stephen Saad, if you talk to him, has always had the same kind of commitment to doing good business, doing it well, remunerating people well, and just building. Let's go back to the bigger issue. They did all the deals, they got quite a lot of debt, they got a lot of sort of irons in the fire, but Stephen and his colleagues are good. They don't just buy things and then let them run themselves. They do a lot of work to try and reintegrate, reorganize, and the savings benefits will come. So are you optimistic? Do you think it can get back to where it was, share price was?
Short term, I think because of the negative press around the fines, it's not going to be such a good buy. But long term, I think their strategy has worked, and management has proved themselves with all the acquisitions they've done and being able to integrate them and as well as extract synergies from them. So I am positive of Aspen.
So patience is required.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you're happy to give it a hot?
Yes, hot, long term.
Yes, good. Hot. I'll go hot, short and long.